The moment the entire class could suddenly hear my thoughts, a series of glowing comments, like a chat feed in a video game, scrolled through my vision. Before I could even process the first miracle, the second one clarified my nightmare. Here we go! The villainess is about to play the victim and frame our girl with her inner monologue. This is exactly what she did in the last life. Falsely accused our girl of bullying and got her ostracized by the whole class. Too bad for her. Our girl is a reincarnator. She knows all the tricks. The villainess is about to get so owned. A mind-reading superpower versus a second chance at life. Interesting. But who said anything about framing her? My plan was much simpler. I was going to personally lift her so high she'd have nowhere to go but down. Ascend runs, what, $300 a person? And Scarlett, our dear class president, knows I can't afford that. Is this her way of publicly humiliating me? The thought had barely formed when Scarlett, standing at the front of the classroom, glanced over at me. A subtle, knowing smirk played on her lips. It was a look that dripped with condescension. So, the comments were right. Not only had Scarlett lived this life before, but she could also hear my thoughts. Right now, the invisible commenters were tearing me apart. This girl is such a snake. If she cried into a river, it'd turn into poison ivy. She knows Scarlett would never do that, but she's planting the idea in everyone's heads anyway. Good thing our girl is one step ahead of her cheap tricks. So what if she's the real heiress in the end? Even her billionaire parents are embarrassed by her. Scarlett is in a different league entirely. I mean, you gotta feel a little bad for the villain. Switched at birth by the nanny, then dumped on a mountain to die just to protect the secret. That's no excuse for what she did to our girl. She used her powers to ruin her life and get her killed. She deserves everything she gets. Wait, the comments said I'm the real heiress? All this time, Scarlett had been treated like royalty. She wasn't just from a wealthy family, she was the sterling heiress, daughter of the city's most famous CEO. On top of that, she was always #1 in our class rankings. Me? My father was sick in bed, and my mother worked odd jobs to keep us afloat. And in school, I was always, inevitably, #2, right behind Scarlett. But now, this invisible audience was telling me I was the one who was supposed to have it all. Well, this game just got a lot more interesting. A cruel glint appeared in Scarlett's eyes. She was about to speak, to expose me, but I beat her to it, broadcasting a new thought for the entire class to hear. I'm being paranoid. Scarlett would never deliberately humiliate someone. She's always been so kind and considerate. She must have chosen Ascend for another reason. I let the thought hang in the air for a second before adding the masterstroke. Wait, what if she's planning on treating the whole school? Maybe she mentioned it to our class first so we wouldn't feel awkward when she made the big announcement. A surprise for everyone before graduation? The effect was instantaneous. Jessica, a girl in the back row who lived for gossip, shot up from her seat. No way. Scarlett, are you really treating the whole school? That's amazing. The classroom exploded. Wow. Ascend? I've only seen that place on TV. Scarlett, you're the best. That must cost a fortune. Of course she can. She's a sterling. She's probably treating the whole school, not just our class. Scarlett's smile froze on her face. Her fingers dug into the edge of the lectern, the veins popping on the back of her hands. I saw a flash of pure panic in her eyes. According to the comments, her original plan was just to look generous in front of our class, win some points, and put me in my place.